Some things in life put you in positions where you go through a phase of depression. You don't really feel so good about your life, but throughout that phase, you're learning more about yourself. So you can be prepared for future events. You can also learn from that experience and teach other people that may be going through it or who will go through it in the future how to respond rather than to react in that situation and be led by their emotions. Not having emotional intelligence is how most people get to a position of failure, extreme failure, failing and not being able to get up. You don't have to stay down forever. You don't have to continue to let yourself down repeatedly. As you begin to grow older, especially as a man, you have to develop a specific mindset. It's not all about the action. If you have the mindset for being better, you're gonna become better because that's the ideas that you have about yourself. Focus on the ideas that you have about you and the world overall, and that's what will create you as a man. Figure out what it is you truly want out of life. Instead of searching for something, create something. There's always something for you in this life, but you have to create it. You can't depend on anything or anybody to bring something to you. That's the problem that I once faced. I depended on things from the outside world to validate me, to tell me how good I was doing, to tell me I deserved it, to tell me right now is my time. When really, what I had to do was claim that right now was my time, instead of searching for it, instead of looking for people to validate the ideas that I wanted to believe about myself. When you're in a position of feeling lack and feeling like there's something out there for you that you don't have, you begin to feel worse by the day. You begin to feel worse when you don't get what it is you're searching for. So it's best to not search for anything. It's best to just create better for yourself in the moment. I can search for forever and expect something to come in my life, but that doesn't mean I'm going to find that thing. I will never find that thing if I'm consistently searching for it with the intent of getting it without claiming it. Once I claim something in my life, I'm not going to be pushing myself so hard to get it. That intention about my life is already set. So the fact that I'm trying so hard to get something validates that I don't have that thing and I'm not fulfilled without it. You must first feel fulfilled without anything in life to be okay with yourself when times are the worst. If you had nothing right now, like no money, you had no friends, no family, just you, and you're going through a hard time, where would you be mentally? Would you be stable mentally, or would you be in a position of where you want to give up? Of course, everybody gets into a position where they want to give up, but some positions you've never been in, you've never experienced the feeling of being so low. You've only been but so low, but what if you were pushed into a position where you're lower than you've ever been? You have nothing but you. Ask yourself how you would respond in that situation. Can you bounce back? If your answer is no, you feel like you can't bounce back, there's clearly work that you have to do. There's a lot more that you have to reflect on to better yourself as an individual. It's a matter of preparation, mental preparation, that is, not just preparing for the worst and constantly exaggerating what could happen. It's about just preparing yourself as a man for events that could potentially happen, because that's life. You have to prepare yourself in all situations, any scenario, because as men, we're the backbone for society. We have to carry ourselves a certain way if we ever expect to hold up the reality that we want. If I live my life without claiming what it is I want and pushing through the hard times, how do I expect to sustain all of that? The sustainability of my life will be extremely low if I don't prepare myself for all scenarios. The mindset is everything. Focus on the mindset and everything will begin to flow as it should. If you focus on the need of physical things, that's when you'll continue to fail over and over again, because you're depending on that. The identity that you have, the life that you choose to live, especially when that life doesn't align with the life that you want to live. It just brings more confusion. It puts you in a state of distress. It attacks your soul rather than nourish it. You know that there's other things you should be doing, and you know that your attention needs to be on the things that are going to help cultivate your mind, but it's going so much on things that are distracting you. Minimize the distractions and focus on what will really help you. That's the key to living a better life. Just beginning to let go of what doesn't work. You're afraid to change right now because you know that change comes with a big level of growth. That growth that you're going to experience causes pain. You're going to have to feel the pain of going through a new phase of reality. The mindset that you have is going to be tested. You're going to be triggered in different situations. You have to learn how to adapt. As you adapt more to your situations, that's what will propel you to better scenarios, because your mindset is now calibrated to receive information from a different perspective. Your viewpoint on life is completely different now, because that's what you allow yourself to see. You allow opportunity to come in your life. You're not reacting to what is happening because you've already set that intention for what you want. You dedicated yourself enough to growth to the point where you're not letting anything get in your way. You told yourself what you're going to do, and you're going to do it by any means necessary, because your word is everything to you. Another thing, I mentioned validation earlier. The main source of validation that you're searching for is the validation from other people, whether that's the validation from women, because if you're single, of course, you want a woman to be by your side. You want women to cater to you in a way. You want to feel that level of attraction. And then you have validation from anybody in general, simply because you want to feel love. You want to feel right. You want to feel like you have a purpose. But in actuality, when you're searching for a meaning in other people, you're going to be searching forever. There's no meaning in anybody except for you. You create your own meaning as well as other people. They create their own meaning for themselves in their life. Your story is your story, and how you write it is dependent on what you decide to write. Of course, we all are connected in many ways, but everybody has the power to create their own life, and they have the potential to do what it is they want. So depending on anybody for anything, their validation, their friendships, or whatever it is just the path you shouldn't take. It's completely unnecessary. It's going to leave you more drained than anything. Depend on yourself. Depend on the route that you're taking. Depend on everything that you can give you, because that's what's going to be the most invaluable. You're an asset. You're not a liability. So don't ever get the idea that you aren't good enough, because you are. You're that star in the sky that nobody could see at first, and then they just finally begin to see you. And now the attention is all on you. But right now, you don't even want the attention. You don't care for the attention. You're just living your life. You're doing you. You're doing what you're doing right now for different reasons. You don't care about none of that. Your focus is on creating a better life for you. Everything starts with you. It starts with your mindset. It starts with how you view yourself. And then that's when your viewpoint of the world begins to shift. So you can really say that you are one with the world. As soon as you begin to believe certain things about yourself, that's when it begins to be true. And that's when the world will show you that it's true, good or bad. So every day, focus on the good. Focus on making things better for yourself. Focus on being an asset. Growth is all up to you. The main focus is just getting 1% better, 1% more focus on what really matters. If you continue to throw your attention away on everything that doesn't help you, you're going to continue to fall deeper and deeper into a hole.